Communist China here.
Yes, yes, it is. No respect for private property. Just as I pointed out earlier in Westbury, New York, they are going to basically have zero tolerance. If they think that you've got somebody in your home staying with you that you haven't okayed with them, they're assuming that they've got the authority to tell you who you can and cannot have in your private home. They're going to SWAT team you without a search warrant, and they're very proud of that. Thank you, Jerry. Let's go to Josh in Washington. Josh, thank you for holding. You've been on for quite a while.
Yeah, hey, David. Thanks for having me on. I'm a former military security and asset protection specialist for the Marine Corps.
Mm-hmm.
And in that training that we got, we were extensively trained in the application of lethal force. And the core of that training is something called the escalation of force. And it's basically a common sense approach to handling confrontation. If someone is standing there with their fists, no weapon, you can't just shoot them.
Yeah.
If someone is standing there with a knife, you can't shoot them in the head.
That's right.
You can't even really take these steps to immobilize them without using non-lethal steps first. I watched the video in its entirety. It was a murder.
It was.
Clearly a murder. There was no application of escalation of force. This is the first I've heard on the program today of any kind of shoot first policy, which completely goes against anything that I was trained, which every training I've had in regards to the application of lethal force, there was the inherent, you honored human life.
Yes.
Regardless of what was happening. You didn't honor your life first. You honored human life.
I've seen people comment and say that everybody knows a retired police officer who says that it was considered a failure if you drew your weapon. You had failed to de-escalate this situation. That's exactly what you're talking about. But what we're seeing in New Mexico and in other places is that the state and federal government are driving policies to get the police to be more aggressive. That's what they're teaching them. That's why they're calling it the Shoot First curriculum in New Mexico. That's why one of the instructors refused to teach that. He'd been an instructor for quite some time. They fired him. They're changing the rules of engagement. They're changing the way they view the citizens of America. They're teaching them that they're operating in a battle zone. That is fundamentally what the NDAA was about. It was under the assumption that the entire world, including American streets, was a battle zone, and that they were going to be able to use the military to pick up people, to hold them, to detain them without trial, and hold them indefinitely without ever accusing them of anything, as if they were on a military battlefield.
It falls right into line with it being a psyop. I mean, if things like this are continuously happening, because it has somebody like me who has common sense and training, I'm scared of the police.
Yes.
I'm scared to death of the police. I have 3 young children, and this could happen to any one of us.
Yes.
And the fact that no medical care was called. Like, I watched the entire video. The moment that they seen that they were going to have a physical confrontation, irregardless of whether lethal force was going to be applied, EMT should have been called. They were in rocky terrain. Even if they were going to have to physically detain that guy, somebody was getting hurt.
Yeah.
So there was obviously things that didn't happen, and to see the police chief get on television and say that they've followed procedure to the T is nauseating. Makes me sick.
It was
and there's
disgusting.
Really this is a symptom of the systemic poisoning that we have in the United States. And these cops are a symptom of the over-fluoridated, GMO, bloated, mindless, lobotomized people. And they have no common sense. They did not think.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how many homeless people you have been around, but guns have value. People who are homeless usually don't have a lot of money. And if they have something of value, it goes to something else.
That's very right. Yes, thank you so much. You're exactly right. It's escalating this beyond all reason, and anybody that hasn't seen this really needs to take a look at it. A good way to see it is when Alex Jones saw it for the first time. It was pretty amazing. I was amazed as I watched it. I couldn't I couldn't sit still. I had to stand up to watch this. Let's go to Forrest in California. Forrest?
Hi, David. Howdy.
Hi.
Yeah, I'd like to talk about our free speech and the Bill of Rights and how it's really a vehicle for peace, love, and prosperity. And if we don't use it, we're going to lose it. It's just like if we have a car parked on the street for weeks on end. It'll be towed. And so, somebody has to at least use it to move it somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to talk about how this show and all the documentaries and all the hard work you guys are doing is part of God's plan on earth, having heaven on earth in the present and forevermore. And we are to pray without ceasing. There's every time we expose corruption, the anti-American, anti-constitutional laws, policies, and actions, that is a prayer. And we also need to keep our eye on the prize, like what we do want.
Very good point. We got to go to a commercial break. We're going to talk about that after we come back. We're going to talk about how we should live. That was a question that Francis Schaeffer asked. Hang on, we'll be right back.
Silver has always been nature's very own antibiotic, and only one system allows you to generate an endless supply of natural silver solutions. SilverLungs.com. You'll find no wild claims or pseudoscience, just a lifetime of nano-sized pure silver solutions. The Silver Lungs generator allows you to make your own, so stop paying for silver solutions. The unique lung delivery system targets respiratory infections where other silver solutions simply cannot reach. See the Silver Lungs generator and lung delivery system at SilverLungs.com. That's SilverLungs.com.
Attention gun owners. It's reasonable to assume that at some point you may need to defend your family from an armed attack. But is it reasonable to mount a defense without a strong offense? Infidel Body Armor goes on in seconds. Is civilian legal in all 50 states. Is 100% made in the USA. Is veteran owned and ships next business day for free. Go to InfidelBodyArmor.com. INFIDEL Bodyarmor.com. Infidel Body Armor. Just won't quit.
The facts are in. The studies are legion. Sodium fluoride and other toxic members of the fluoride family are devastating the health and cognitive ability of the American people. So why are the social engineers adding it to the water? Simple. Dumb down the host population that the parasitic technocracy is feeding on. We may not have been able to get fluoride out of the water supply yet, but we can help to get it out of our bodies. I am extremely excited to announce the exclusive InfoWars Life Fluoride Shield formulation, fusing 6 of the best documented ingredients from around the world to help the body remove not just toxic fluoride residues from the body, but a whole host of toxic substances. Let's take a stand against the globalists by blocking their poisons with Fluoride Shield. I use Fluoride Shield every day. Secure your Fluoride Shield and other pioneering formulations at InfoWarsLife.com today. Let's start cleansing our bodies now and support the InfoWar at the same time. That's InfoWarsLife.com.
Hi there. My name is Frank Bates. What I'm about to tell you in the next 60 seconds could get me in a lot of trouble. I just created a free video presentation at 123coverup.com that exposes the electricity monopolies and government agencies for what they really are: incompetent, lying crooks that are counting on your ignorance and fear to keep your power bills criminally high. Some have called this a conspiracy. Others have called it a cover-up, and you will be shocked to find out how deep the conspiracy goes. My video at 123coverup.com exposes the truth and shows you the secret of how I beat them and how you can beat them too. Watch the controversial video that thousands of other smart patriots have already seen in the last 3 months. Go to 123coverup.com and discover one weird trick to slash your power bill and protect your home. Go watch my video now at 123coverup.com before they force me to shut it down. Again, that's 123coverup.com.
Welcome back to the Alex Jones Show. I'm David Knight. We were just talking to Josh in Washington. I want to get him to finish up with his comments. And we have David from New Mexico, who was actually at the rally that turned violent towards the end there in Albuquerque about the police shooting. But we also have this video of this, and we've been showing this off and on for those people who are watching it, of this young lady who was just clocked by the police in Arizona as part of this. Look at that. That's just amazing. That's just amazing. How do you get control of an out-of-control thug like that? This big fat cop comes running up, he's like running at her and just punches her. knocks her into a bench. Just amazing, the brutality, the unprovoked brutality. Why aren't these people going to jail? What can we do to stop it? Josh in Washington. Oh, he did drop off. Okay, let's go to David in New Mexico. David, you said you were at the rally?
Yes, I was. Good morning, David. My name is David, and I was at the rally yesterday. Mm-hmm. I also went to the one on Tuesday. I had a few points I wanted to make here.
Sure.
At the rally, I actually made a few statements there, and I just wanted to mention that I did call for Governor Martinez, Mayor Berry, and Chief Eden to all be held accountable because they're obviously complicit in this act. If you look at the tape, you can clearly hear, and I quote this from the tape, this is one of the officers saying, "In a private world, if you were down at a bar or a bus stop, I would have the right to kill you right now because you're trying to take me over. Don't get stupid with me."
Wow.
Secondly, I also wanted to make another point. KRQE, the mainstream media here, is also involved in the cover-up as well. On their website, they're the ones that actually, you can look at this article up there on their website. It's called APD Officer Involved Shooting Justified, KRQE.com. Mm-hmm. On the article, it actually says, it tries to claim that Boyd is the one that's making that statement there. So they're actually twisting it and lying about the article.
The media came after Shane Harger, this police chief from Jimenez Springs, and tried to paint him as somebody that was evil because he had two IDs. Well, he had two IDs because he showed up at a shooting where an Albuquerque police officer's wife had been shot. The police officer was saying that it was a suicide that she'd committed with his service revolver, but Shane Harger didn't believe it was a suicide. It didn't look consistent with that. And although it was out of their jurisdiction, even though it was in the county, there were police officers, lieutenant, I think is a detective, who showed up and started destroying evidence. And Shane Harger would not back down off of his story. He changed his name because he got death threats. So, yeah, there are some good cops out there. I'm sorry, I interrupted you. You had some other points to make.
I am aware of the case. Actually, I'm familiar with Sandoval County, where that sheriff was located in Jimenez Springs. But I just wanted to mention, though, please check out that article. It's APD Officer Involved Shooting Justified, and the media is trying to say Boyd is the one saying it when it's clear that the officer is saying that.
The media is definitely complicit in a lot of this. They were the ones trying to demonize Shane Harger. Go ahead.
Well, the problem is it's systemic corruption, whether it's the government or the media. They all seem to be involved. One other point, I am an engineer as well, a civil engineer. Mm-hmm. I'm part of the member of A911 Truth. I've signed the petition calling for a new investigation, and as I mentioned, it's so systemic that even the engineering boards won't even confront this issue. I've contacted all 50 engineering boards personally, as well as the American Society of Civil Engineers, and they totally ignore the fact that World Trade Center 7 fell at free fall acceleration, which is impossible. Yes. I just wanted to make that point. And one last point, if I may. We're in the battle right now here in New Mexico of fighting corporate personhood. There's a case where Mora County is trying to ban fracking, and they're trying to protect the water rights of the people here. We're in a very bad drought, and we're just trying to protect our resources. It's an interesting case. If you look it up on the internet, you can find it at change.org. Mora fracking. And thanks for your time, David.
Thank you. Thank you. You know, it's not... Part of it is not just corruption. Part of it is people's inability to believe that someone in government could act criminally. We have to get over that. We'll be right back. We've got some more stories, some different breaking news we're going to cover. Stay tuned.
This is GCN, the Genesis Communications Radio Network.
Alex Jones here to tell you about how you can help spread liberty worldwide while also enjoying what I have found to be the best tasting 100% organic coffee on the planet. For more than a decade, my favorite coffee has come from the high mountains of southern Mexico, where the Chiapas farmers grow their unique shade-grown Arabica beans. We have now managed to secure these sought-after beans in a highly customized blend. Discover and try a bag of the Patriot Blend 100% organic coffee at InfoWarsLife.com. This coffee gives you a long, smooth pick-me-up for hours without the headaches and heartburn that so many other coffees give me personally. Hands down, this is my favorite coffee, and it's taken us years to secure connections directly to the Chiapas Mexican farmers. Drop by the site today, order a bag or two, and I don't think you're going to be disappointed. Available in original or with our immune support infusion blend. You will be supporting a free press, all the while enjoying a truly great-tasting cup of my favorite coffee. Available at InfoWarsLife.com.
Waging war on corruption. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. Big Bro.